You know, I wasn't even going to post on this, and then I saw some clips that changed my mind, and I'll show you those in a moment. But first, Elon Musk yesterday, along with his son, Little X, held a press conference in the Oval Office to discuss what Doge is doing, all while Donald Trump watched on silently from his cuck chair. And in the aftermath, one of Elon's fanboys shared this tweet that Elon reposted. It says, "History repeats itself," and it shows two images. The first image is a pretty iconic image of JFK Jr. playing underneath his dad's desk while he worked in the Oval Office. And the second is Little X seemingly bored out of his mind, crawling around on the floor while Donald Trump pontificates about what he liked watching from said cuck chair. But I can point out at least one glaring difference between these two situations. JFK Jr., as I recall, never had criticisms of his father while the press was there. Little X, on the other hand, has a lot to say, and there was a hot mic that caught some of it. So first is this little gem.
To restore democracy. This may seem like bull.
You heard that too, right? You're not the president. You need to go away. I'll play the clip a second time. Just you watch and tell me if that's what he said.
To restore democracy. This may seem like...
That's what he said, but I'll go one better, because he also said this.
The prices from one year to the next are the same, and their mortgage all.
That one's clear as day. He says, "I want you to shut your fucking mouth up." And there's already people who are like, out of the mouth of babes. But let me just put this out there for your consideration. A child this young doesn't have this profound moment where he tells off Trump. He just repeats things he's heard. So if he says you're not really the president, chances are someone has said that around him and he's repeating it. When he says, "I want you to shut your fucking mouth up," he's either heard someone say that to someone else, or someone has said that to him, and he's repeating it. Either scenario is pretty disturbing. But perhaps the question we should be asking is the same one that Shea Jordan Smith asked on Twitter, which is, why the fuck is Elon Musk doing press briefings in the White House from the Oval Office? He is not an elected official. Why is he holding court in the Oval Office? Nothing about this is normal or good.
Did you hear that? Did you actually hear what that child said? I know a lot of you be saying so many things about this particular video, especially people coming from MAGA. You guys are going to be saying a lot, trying to defend whatever thing that transpired in that Oval Office, especially the child going over to go say what he said. But as someone who is a mom, I will tell you for sure that sometimes kids can actually just think of things from their mind and say, right? But sometimes they hear some of these things from adults and they end up saying it. Yeah, sometimes, right? It's just 50-50. Sometimes they don't hear and they just say what is in their mind. Sometimes they hear it from adults. For something like this, it's so huge for a child to say without hearing it somewhere, right? Guys, you're welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So let's go ahead, check out what some creators are saying about this. Then we'll come back and we'll talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and please do subscribe to my channel.
Okay, so we've all seen this by now, right?
To restore democracy. This may...
Iconic behavior, truly A+ instincts by that kid. But can we take a second and imagine if these were two women in the Oval Office with a child? Madam President and a female tech mogul. Oh my God, the outrage. I can already hear Fox News going on 24/7 about how unprofessional this is, about how this is why women can't hold positions of power because they're too distracted, because Lord forbid they would have to mom in the middle of making an important decision in the Oval Office. Oh my God. And meanwhile, Trump is just sitting there like a deflated parade float or something, getting schooled by a freaking billionaire toddler. And everyone's cool with it. Totally fine. The double standard is insane. And I dare anybody to tell me I'm freaking wrong.
If Elon Musk's child's son, who's a literal toddler, feels comfortable telling Donald Trump to his face that he's not the president, he needs to go away, and that he needs to shut his mouth, this kid is a toddler, and he feels comfortable saying this to Donald Trump. What does that tell you about what Elon Musk is saying to Donald Trump behind closed doors? This kid didn't just come up with these things to say on his own. He heard that shit somewhere. Food for thought. That's it.
This is exactly what I've been saying, okay? There must be something this kid have heard that will make him say what he said. Because it can't just come to his mind and say, oh, you're not, like, that thing, that thought alone. He must have passed through the mouth of an adult for him to hear it and say it out loud. That's children, okay? I'm not saying that sometimes that children will not say some things and you'll be wondering where they heard it from, okay? But for something as deep as this, except it takes God to really minister to him and tell him, say this, because that's all I can think about right now. But aside that, children speak when they have heard an adult say deep things like this, when they have heard an adult say it somehow. Maybe it could be social media, it might not even be the father, but you guys, I'm just telling you that kids, and happening this time, that everywhere is getting hot, everything is happening, right? Is it prophecy or is it coincidence or what exactly are we going to call this, right? Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments.
I know we're not supposed to blame children, but that's a bad little boy. You remember that movie Dennis the Menace? This one's gonna be X with the hex. There's just 0% chance that little boy doesn't become a supervillain. I mean, this is one heck of an origin story. That little boy told Donald Trump that he is not the president and that he needs to shut up. I mean, I know we're all thinking it, but like, you know, that is white privilege, because if a Latino kid said that, we would have, first of all, we wouldn't be there because we would have childcare, you know, because we're normal people that don't use our children as human shield. Plus, we would get criticized left and right if we brought our kid to the workplace. Are you kidding me? A person of color bringing their kid to the workplace, even when they need to, they get fired. But that's neither here nor there. If we talk to a grown-up like that, immediate chancla, la correa. Literally, you would never do it again. But that little boy, he's heard that at home. I mean, he told him to shut up, which is something that we all wish we could do, but like, dang. I just can't wait to see how the MAGA people are gonna defend this. I got my popcorn.
I am also holding my popcorn, okay, to get to hear what MAGAs are going to say concerning this. I want to really hear their thoughts about everything that's happening about this particular incident where that child, in fact, why will a parent take the child to such an occasion? Was that even an occasion? That was supposed to be a press conference or so, because he was talking to the press. So a child going on that, I don't know. Okay, now if he was where I'm coming from, your child can't even open their mouth to say something like that in the presence of somebody like that, right? I don't know, but that's how I feel. For that child to say something like that, he must have heard it somewhere. And you taking your child for such an occasion, you would have just sit down and, no, there should be a nanny taking care of that child somewhere. That child shouldn't have been in that. That is a national conference. That's the national press conference. And you're supposed to stand there and speak to the press and not a child speaking somewhere, right? The child should have been with a nanny somewhere, nanny taking care of the child, and you doing your own work. And now the child had to say something that is making a lot of people coming out to, stage the video and say a lot of things. That's so embarrassing, guys. Right? Let me know what your thoughts are. But I just feel that there are some places you can take your child to, to boost their ego, to boost their confidence, to make them feel like, oh, you're here, you should not come down, just to boost their confidence as they grow up as a child. We have been through all of this. We have been able to go here, we've been able to go here, we've been able to go here. My daddy took me to the president, those kind of things. It will make the child to have some kind of confidence when they're speaking to their equals. They're very confident when they're speaking outside because of the background, okay, they're coming from. But now, there's some things that shouldn't even come out from the mouth of a child. And there's some places you shouldn't even take a child to. Taking the child to see the president is fine, right? But not when you have a press conference. And this was captured, right? This was captured. So there was no need taking that child to that place. And now he has said what he said. And you saw how TP moved his face somehow, right? He was embarrassed. I don't know. You guys let me know what your thoughts are, but I just feel that it's not right. It's not right. It's very important that people take very strong, take that time out to really train their child properly and give the child the best that they can give the child so that these children don't kind of embarrass us outside. No matter how you try, no matter the money cannot really change character, right? It cannot solve the character need of a child. So as a parent, it's very good for you to do the needful, especially when they're still young, like that baby, right? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. Let's have that conversation, guys. Okay, share your thoughts with me in the comment. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead to hit that subscribe button and be part of the family. See you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.